Welcome to episode 57 of our Dusty Survival series. This month we get some spuds in the ground, we go full on into forestry, and we make nearly $500,000 bucks on clothes. Welcome everybody, it is 5:45 in the morning in April and I have just finished picking most of the stones here. I was going to say coming across that pile just there, but that is a job done. This is field 4 behind our potato processing plant. You can see we have our big, the kipper trailer in front of us here. This is absolutely ram-packed full of stones. We did 3 fields at the end of last month. Yeah, there we go. So what I'm going to do is tip off this last lot and get that in there. All that can then go over to the crusher and then we can get some money made for sometime. I think in August is the best time to sell lime. Dusty at the moment has already started on one of the fields, so no doubt we'll jump over and see him momentarily.
Howdy y'all. You just caught me started in this field. We're gonna stick a load of sunflowers in 19 here. That should give us enough seed to keep the oil going, and then sometime next year we'll be able to get canola in the ground.
I'll drop off these stones straight off. I don't know if there's enough water in there, but we do have that new tanker, that new Bowser that we can use to fill up with water and head that all down to the crusher, so that's not a problem. I think Dusty is somewhere in field 19. Can't seem to see him here. Keep my eyes on the road for sure. No, I couldn't see him. I'll see if I can grab him on the way back. Anyway, we've decided to stick sunflowers in 19 and I think 22, although there is a discussion whether or not we stick potatoes in 22, which is the small field just coming up here on the right hand side beyond Dusty's grandpa, that original field, so the one over there in the far distance. If we stick potatoes in there, then they should be done by the time we need to harvest, get those out the ground, get everything churned over, and we might be able to get some canola straight in after. And that means we should be ready to start making potato chips sometime within the next 12 to 18 months. There we go, that's all the stones in the back there. That is brilliant. That puts us at 24,000 litres of stones in there, but only 1 meagre litre of water. So we will have to go and pick some up, although it's not a priority for today. We've got 31,000 litres of lime already storing in there, so that should work out quite a lucrative little venture come some time in the summer. I'm going to head back over to field 4. I also need to find out where I've got the spreader, because field 4 does need lime and I really want to get that in before we start seeding that field. Now, the spreader is not around here. It's either in the warehouse or it's all the way back at the homestead. I'm not bothered either way. I do need to go back to the homestead shortly. Okay, let me have a think where I've put that. Okay, I've worked it out. I have left the spreader up at the homestead, so I head up there now. I just need to go and grab the trailer. There's Dusty. Happy days. Keep my eyes on the road. I'll just leave the trailer up here and we'll have a quick update while I head up to the homestead. So we have about $45,000 bucks in the bank. There was a big purchase I had to make at the end of last month because I completely forgot about buying a potato seeder. Of course, a standard seeder does all your standard crops, all your cereals, and obviously you've got your different planter for things like beans and sunflowers and so on and so forth. But of course, none of those does potatoes. So we picked up a potato seeder, and that's all good. I'm just having a look over the vehicle here. It's all lovely, lovely. I'm just wondering why Dusty's moved it, because it was parked up. Anyway, I need this trailer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dump off the bucket and the planter here, and then I'm going to head up to the homestead. I will load on with wool and I think eggs. There's a lot of eggs up there. Ah, you see, now I'm thinking we probably need something more than just a trailer. Or there's going to be a lot of logistics today, ladies and gentlemen. Let me wrap my head around this one first.
I ain't got much left to do here. Just one more run. Then I gotta work out what we're gonna do with field 22 over there. We did speak about putting in some sunflowers, but I also think that if we get some potatoes in there, that'll work out well for our long-term calendar.
Right, I have decided to take everything down. It doesn't really matter what order I do things today, so I'm going to offload these bits of equipment. Bit tight through here. I think we're good. Let's check the mirrors. Yeah, we're okay. Make sure the trailer gets through. Just checking the mirrors there. Right, we're through. So what I want to do is actually put the planter, as in the tree planter, over here on the right hand side, on kind of like the lip that comes out on the edge of this field 4 here. The reason being is because I think we are going to be able to plant... Whoa, there's a car there. Jesus Christ, he came around quick. God, I think we're going to be able to plant some trees in this area. So let me just have a think. We were talking about up there. That could be just prime real estate for getting some trees in to start properly feeding our wood operations. So I will leave the planter here. We'll come back and deal with this later on. It may not be this month. We've got an awful lot of stuff to get on with. Right, we'll keep the bucket on there. Okay, let me just drop the tailgate and we should be good. I'll just shift forward. That should just roll off. There we go. That will start to roll now. Well, there we go. Perfect job. So the tree planter's there. We'll come back, get some saplings in there at some point, and that is a job for another day. Right, let's head up to the homestead.
Well, I made my mind up. I'm gonna leave the planter here and go pick up the potato seeder. I reckon we'll get some potatoes in field 22. I reckon that'll work out just fine.
Just on the way up to the homestead here, I'm going to drop off the big bucket because ultimately that is what we're going to need over here with our new cows for loading in the mixer there for making our TMR. And we are desperately in need of getting some straw down here. Thank you to Dusty, as in my commenter Dusty, my long-term fan, for making me realise that I completely missed a straw. So we'll deal with that shortly. Got a hell of a lot on today. Let's get this bucket off first. Quick trip up to the warehouse then, and swapping over for the truck and the trailer. I'll get all the wool and the eggs on, and I'll hopefully be able to pick up the spreader, the lime spreader at the same time. Oh, hello, we've got some sunflower oil over there. Wow, we are so busy here on the homestead now. It's insane. It's almost too much for me and Dusty to handle.
I can get straight on with this right now. Ain't nothing holding me back here.
Right, let's dig out the truck then. The snow is really hanging around here, as you can see. It's not that cold at all, and the sun is out. I don't think this will last very long, but it has been super cold. A bit like in the UK this last week, actually. The trailer is over there right in front of me, so I shall grab that, and then we'll head straight up to the homestead. Lovely job. Okay, let's get a move on. So what did everyone think of our big expenditure last month? Do you think we made the right decisions? Is there anything you would have changed or done differently? I get a feeling that many of you are slightly disappointed we didn't pick up a massive tractor, and I'm with you on that one. I was really looking forward to something big, but when we started to plan everything strategically, we actually have enough horsepower with the Massey and the Landini right now just to see us through. So it was just a case of spoiling ourselves if we went for a bigger machine. But that said, it will absolutely be on the agenda next time round. We do need to pick up some sort of front loader, wheel loader, telly, hopefully, because we're going to need to have something pretty much stationed full time down at the cows. But for now, the Landini will do. However, I am going to keep my eyes open at the store and see if any deals come up. Wow, the snow up here is really still quite thick, but we are behind the shadow of the mountain. But we are creeping our way up, and we will be there very shortly. As you can see, plenty of wool, and the sheep do need a little bit more grass. We've got the trailer there, the class for tipping. It's still got quite a bit in there. That just reminds me, we're going to need silage for the cows. Right, that's everything on the back of the truck here. There's a pallet down there which I'll chuck on by hand. It will just about fit in, as you can see. Squeeze through there. it just about gets under. I mean, the lights are scraping the top. So all the wool I've managed to drag out. I'll get that on the back of the trailer, and I want to try and just position things so that I can get the spreader on the back as well. I don't think we'll have an issue. The spreader's not very big at all. And certainly, ladies and gentlemen, if you are a long-time watcher of the channel, you will know when it comes to stacking things on the back of a trailer, I'm your man. Right, let's get out of here then. Let's creepy, full lock. Steady, steady. Yeah. Yeah, I can feel the lights are just binding on the roof. No, we're through. Okay, right. Let's hitch up. And then I can get the wool on the back. Just strapping these on, and as you can see, that's worked out pretty well. We've got this nice big gap on the back. I've got a place to anchor my straps. So yeah, I think we can get the spreader on the back there. Lovely jubbly. I've just had a thought. I will need to come back because in the silo over there is all our straw, and we're going to need to take that down to the cows. Ah, bum. I've left a pallet of eggs. Taking it easy down here because it is really quite slippy. So yes, as I say, the straw is in the silo. That'll make sense. We need to come back and get that later. I also need to get some more feed for the chickens. So a priority in our long-term plan is to absolutely make sure we've got enough wheat, barley, any kind of grain that the chickens can eat, because at the minute we are having to sell it for bread, and then the rest of the year we are buying it back just to feed the chickens, which makes no sense at all. And there she is, right in the corner there. This is very much unused up here now. I do love the homestead, but I think we need to have a bit of a rejig sometime in the near future. All strapped on, as you can see. I'm just going to pull away. Yeah, we're good. And let's get this all down to the warehouse and get everything else loaded off at the various locations they need to be dropped off at. Oh, Dusty is doing a sterling job. Look at that, fantastic. Mind that sign? Yes, brilliant. Okay, so I shall continue doing what I'm doing. I think Dusty has got all the field work sorted for this month. I don't think I need to get involved with that just yet. I'm mainly on logistics and animals. Animals obviously being a bit of a priority. I'm almost at my destination, heading to the mill directly so we can get some lime into the spreader here. So I'll drop that off first. Then I will go and drop the eggs off. And that leaves me the trailer with the wool, so I can head that straight down to the spinnery. So a nice round trip. Spreader is dropped off at the mill, that's great. I'm just going to swing in here and pick up the bread, because I think, yes, I'm right, there are 4 pallets there. You're going to stop right there, are you? Idiots. Why do people stop in the road like that? So let's pick up these 4 and get those up to the warehouse as well. As I say, logistics, it all needs doing. Ultimately, we want to hire a guy to do this job for us. Bread is on and we're just heading up to the warehouse now. Let's just have a quick look at the old HUD. So yeah, not a bad haul. We've got 17,000 units of eggs, 5,000 units of bread, and 11,000? Yeah, 11,000 wool. Brilliant. Okay, let's get this all loaded in and then we'll get the wool down to the spinnery.
Well, there we go. That's field 22 done with potatoes. Might not be what we originally thought of doing down here, but I think it's gonna work out just peachy. Well, I better head over to field 4 now, get some spuds put in that field.
Just out of curiosity, just want to have a look what's in the actual warehouse. Wow, grass, potato fries, planks, eggs, tomatoes, barley beer, cloves, bread, strawberries, wheat beer, furniture, lettuce, honey beer, and strawberry beer. And lots of everything by the looks of it. We are doing fantastically well. So let me get this run down to the spinnery and we can go from there.
Well, here we are at field 4. Just gonna pull in on this track here, and I reckon I can just crack on as before.
Who remembers the days when we had to come down with the wool and then pick up all the fabric and manually run that over? Oh, that was a nightmare. But we've now got full teams of people at each one of our production chains, and they are doing all the work for us, which really does help out. So I think, looking in the mirror, yep, I am empty. Next job is to have a look and see if we need to do some selling this month. We got bread in, and that is due for December. Straw up here we're going to keep because that's going to go straight over to the cows. Let's have a look at clothes. Oh yes, it is clothes month, and we got 10,000 in the warehouse. And I know for a fact that I think we've seen 3, maybe 4 pallets outside the actual threads. So if we head over there with the truck and load up, I think we're going to make a packet, 30 grand each. And that's going to be, I don't know, 10, 11, 12, 14. 14 times 30. Wow, this could be a big earner for clothes. This is the last pallet I want to put on here, and then I'm going to go pick up the remaining pallets that are down at Dusty's Threads. And I think we'll be ready to go. Wonderful job. Strap on ski. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I think we're set. This is where we make our money, ladies and gentlemen. If you remember, this is where we get rich. Yes, there's 4 boxes down there, so let's just swing ourselves in. Let's get myself queued up on the mirrors. There we go. Right, let's get those loaded on and start to get some money in the bank.
I'm all out of spuds now, but that ain't a problem. I'm just gonna drive over to the spud barn over there and pick up some seed potatoes. Whack 'em on the back and I can crack on. It's almost like we pre-planned all this. Huh, if you could believe such a thing. Alright, I'm good to go. Let's go get that field finished now.
I'm all loaded up, and I have just grabbed out the calculator on my phone. I've just done a quick tot up, bit of mental arithmetic. 30 grand a pallet of clothes. We've got 14 pallets on board. That comes out at around 460 grand. 460 grand for clothes. We need to get into cotton rapid. We start getting into cotton, we're going to be turning over $1 million every time, I guarantee. Right, I'm excited. Engine on. It's nearly 1 o'clock. Let's get down to the supermarket and make some big monies. So with 45 grand currently in the bank, 14,000 units of clothing here, let's get the straps off, get backed on and see how much we can actually make. Keep an eye on that counter, ladies and gentlemen. Easing back on here. It goes quickly, does the old close. Look at that shoot up. My goodness! $432,000 bucks. My God, that's a lot of money. I'm back at the homestead. Dusty's still cracking on with field 4, getting the potatoes in. It's not a fast job, that, I must admit, because the width of the piece of equipment just isn't that wide and it just takes a while. So I think he'll be doing that for the rest of the day, but that will be job done. I'm up here with the cramp trailer. I'm going to fill up with straw, get that over to the cows. While I'm up here, I'm also going to pick up the front loader, because I think we're going to need that. And anything else we might need. Let me have a little think. This is a bit off the beaten track. As you know, I don't tend to spend too long worrying about the maintenance of our vehicles because Dusty tends to have it all in hand. But our Flegel DTS trailer, the one we use to haul all of our equipment, really does need a bit of maintenance. So does the FS22, but that needed it when we bought it. That's not a big issue. What else have we got on here that's needing a bit of attention? You know what? Nothing else really stands out. The Landini's fine. We fixed it up last month. Have a little scroll down. You can see how much equipment, how many vehicles we now have. Not bad if you think Dusty started out with a chainsaw and a truck, and we are now here 5 years on. Survival of the fittest, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, I think we'll move on from this one. That's all nearly 8,000 litres that we have of the straw, but that's fine. We'll take that straight down to the cows and that will keep them happy, happy, happy. We'll also need to use some of it for the TMR, and that's the next thing. We haven't got any silage, but we do have grass. Now, we have previously done a bit of work overnight to get some grass into silage, and I think that might be something we need to do again, just to make sure we've got everything we need for the animals. You know what, I do feel pretty bad. Let's have a look at the state of this field. We've got some major weeds in here. I keep meaning to weed it, come up here with a sprayer. I just keep forgetting. I'll make a note of that and make sure I do that at the end of this month. I'm just going to leave the trailer there and just pop back up to the sheep. Just to hook up and make sure that they get some grass in. Once that's in, they'll be good for the rest of the month. But I might as well do it while I'm up here and just make sure everything's happy. And my god, I keep forgetting about the chickens. They are in desperate need of some food. Okay, chickens, sheep, cows. I did say I had an afternoon of animals, didn't I? That's everything out of the class trailer. There was virtually nothing left, so that will keep the sheep going just for a little while. But I think I'm going to have to go and deal with some grass anyway. Grass at the warehouse is all baled, so I think I'm going to get that. You know what, I may have to invest in one of those shredders to take the grass and spread it about a bit. I think we might need that if we have bales of straw as well, which we are likely to have. Otherwise we're going to have to also invest in a harvest forester. Oh, there's too much to think about right now. I'm underway. I've got the trailer hitch back on, so taking the straw down to the cows right now. Pushing on for nearly 3 o'clock in the afternoon. We've had a very busy day. Still can't believe we made so much money on the close. That is epic. Right, just around this roundabout and we are pretty much there. Eventually this field will be ready to harvest, and I think we will definitely get grass in here, which is what we talked about a couple of months ago. And yeah, that is going to mean that grass is right alongside our animals, which is a perfect combination. Let's get the roller doors up. There we go, happy cows. Not super happy, I must admit. They don't have any TMR just yet. They are okay with grass and hay. We'll deal with that as soon as we get our hands on some silage. May take a couple of months, but it's a slow burner. That's why we didn't want to go full bore and just completely fill the whole place with cows to start with. Right, let's squeeze our way in here. Swing, take a wide angle. Bump up. May have gone a bit too wide actually. No, we're good. The trailer's on. The trailer's coming. Yes. How much space have we got back there? Feels pretty tight. It's a big old trailer. I probably should have come down here with the class rather than this great thing, but it's what I took up. Okay, let's get in. I think we shall give it a bit of a tip there. That feels about right. There we go. Oh, the cows are going to be happy as Larry. Jesus Christ, yes. Let's make sure we don't use that trailer ever again. That was a bit scary. Okay, let's just go and have a look at the status of things. I'll just close this roller door down. Come and do the other side in a minute. Let's go and see how the old cows are doing. And I must say, for our first attempt at proper cattle farming, pretty good. Productivity is at 100%. Milk is outputting at 4,000. Yes, they've got straw in there now. Slurry's being produced. Wow, that's something we need to deal with as well. Oh my goodness. So we're going to need some sort of tank of slurry. I obviously don't want to put the slurry in the same tanker that we're using for foodstuffs, i.e. our milk and water. So we're going to need something different for that. However, it does mean we can start to put that on our fields, which could be an interesting turn of events. But we do need to get ourselves into some TMR. We are going to need to find some silage for that. Obviously, we're now out of straw. So yeah, we're going to have to scratch our heads there. I think they'll be okay for hay and grass for the time being. Well, we know we've got plenty of grass. So I think I need to go and make some silage with the grass we've got stored in the barn.
Well, that took the best part of an afternoon to get this field done. But I think we're going to have ourselves some nice, tasty spuds at the end of it. I ain't sure what the computer guy wants me to do the rest of the day here. I'll find plenty of things to get on with, though. Don't you worry about that. I'll get this packed away now. I reckon I'm gonna go plant myself some trees. Dropped off the saplings by the planter. Picked up some wheat as well, as you can see on the back here. Computer guy can take that up to the chickens later on. Right now we're gonna grab the Massey, see if I can't break soil with these saplings.
Well, the day has gotten away from me. I can't believe it. I spent a little bit of time just checking on the cows and making sure everything's okay and doing a little bit of forward planning. It's nearly 5 o'clock. Actually, it's gone past 5 o'clock. Dusty is, about to plant some trees by the looks of it, which is brilliant. There's a box there. What did he pick up in there? Spruce? Yeah, that looks like spruce to me. I mean, I couldn't tell you the difference between spruce and pine, but yeah, that looks kind of sprucey. That is a fantastic place to finish up. What another busy month. I cannot honestly believe the amount of wonga we made on selling those clothes. $430,000 bucks. My goodness, I think priority should absolutely be getting into some cotton. Imagine what we could make with that. But as you can see down here, Dusty has got some saplings planted, so we are now managing our own trees, which means we can completely manage our output of lumber, keeping things like our production chains in the sawmill and in the carpentry as high as possible. Thanks for joining us again this month. I hope you enjoy the episodes. I hope you enjoy the content. I hope you're feeling festive and ready for Christmas. If you like the content, please give it a thumbs up, and I'd really appreciate a subscription. Anyway, I hope to see you all soon. Until next time, take care. Bye bye.